everyone, today I'm taking this classic pair of Nike's Air Force One and giving them a Super Saiyan makeover inspired by none other than Goku himself. If you're a Dragon Ball fan, get ready because this design is all about unleashing that Saiyan energy on every step. Stick around to see how these kicks go from basic to legendary. Let's power up and get started.
For this design, I was inspired by Goku and Goku with his Ultra Instinct. I wanted to make the sole, laces, and the inside of the shoes a vibrant blue color, with the background featuring bright colors to make the main images stand out, maybe even alluding to a galactic sky. The main imagery, I wanted to add the iconic aura Goku has, giving it an extraordinary effect. Before starting any process of the shoes, it's always important to check their quality, since Nike is a very good company, but being so commercial, there is always a possibility of some manufacturing defects. For this step, I removed the laces from the shoes, then I used Angelus leather prepare and deglazer to clean the entire surface of the sneakers, removing the factory finish. Painting the sole is not a process that's always done. The preparation of the sole is a bit more elaborated than the preparation of the leather, because being plastic, it's a little tricky because the paint doesn't stick that well. It takes longer. So, to achieve a more durable result, the preparation is very important. First, I clean it with the same product I used for the leather, then lightly sand the entire surface where I'll be painting to give the material a bit more porosity. Later, after placing the sketch on it, I will apply a plastic primer, and once the design is complete, I will also apply a product called Too Hard by Angelus and Angelus Acrylic Finisher. I will apply each product at least 2 or 3 times. This is a process I've been using for a few months now because it guarantees a more accurate result for both me and the client. With the design looking as close as possible to the digital version, it's also a process that, compared to how I used to do it by hand, saved me a lot of time and provides a cleaner surface to work on the sneakers. First, I cut a piece of transfer paper to a size similar to the shoes. 2. I overlaid on the area I'll be working on and gently mark the edges to have a reference for the design will be. 3. With the reference in place, I place it in front of my iPad and adjust the imagery until it feels like it's the ideal size. 4. Once the size is determined, I take a screenshot of the design, and very important, before moving to the next step, you must edit the imagery and flip it. Otherwise, it will be reversed once you transfer it and you will have to start over. 5. With the imagery ready, I place a plain piece of paper over it, tape it to the iPad, and gently mark the reference lines without damaging the screen. 6. Once the sketch is on the paper, I place it on the sneakers, adjusting it until I feel comfortable, and secure it with tape to make sure it doesn't move. 7. As a final step, I go over the lines with a pencil on the back of the paper, and once it's done, I remove the paper, revealing a pretty good reference to work on. After transferring the imagery with the tracing paper, it's always a good idea to make the design sharper so that when you're applying colors, it's easier to define the areas that will have each color. I do this with a Sakura pen size 0.2, which is perfect for this type of work. Once the sketch is ready, the longest part of the process is painting. I want to add that for this step, I go a bit freestyle, because in the digital sketch, the references I had different colors and tones, so I like to create my own palette for both designs to make them match and look better together. Personally, I like to start with the skin tones as they can be the most complex to achieve, but with practice you will get them quicker. When mixing colors, I always recommend not rushing if you want a more aesthetically pleasing result. And after that, I move on to the other parts of the main design, like the clothing, the hair, but without outlining yet. Once I have a rough colorized image, I like to move on to the background of the design. Because of the gradients, it's essential to do it with the airbrush. Before painting, we need to mask the areas where we do or don't want the paint to go on. And I use a cutter to outline them. I know this process is a bit tedious, but it's crucial, believe me. To use the airbrush is very important to make the paint a little more fluid, so I add too soft to the regular paint and it passes smoothly through the airbrush nozzle. One very important thing is that every time you change the color, you have to clean the airbrush thoroughly to avoid it clogging, as it happened to me just before starting here. And trust me, it's a mess. After several layers and once the paint has dried, we carefully remove the tape and continue with the main image, making some touch-ups, all with great patience. I know painting on small surface is tricky, but with love, anything is possible, so don't give up. After getting the colors right, we outline the image carefully with a very fine brush. And for the final touch, we use an airbrush again to create the white aura, which gives a spectacular effect. Now, we're going to change the boring white color of the inside of the shoes and the sole to a vibrant blue tone as well. Everything has its own process, so let me know if you like a more in-depth tutorial of how I do it. After this, we're almost done. Only the laces are left, which I bought separately. By the way, I use the laces as a reference for the color of the sole and the inside of the shoes. For the box, I wanted to do something different while still referencing the character. So that when the customer sees it, they immediately know what the special gift is about. The process is simple. I transferred the image, outlining to have a good reference, but the complex part was trying to create that 3D effect on the supposed ribs of the box. Inside those ribs, I'll be placing the symbol that Goku wears on his orange outfit, the one we all know. And for the rest, I wanted to roughly simulate the original gray color of the box, so everything will look cleaner in the end. And that's how this incredible design of our beloved Super Saiyan turned out.
Make sure you like and subscribe if you like this video. I will see you in the next video. Thank you guys. Bye.